We first introduced you to the Minnesota Zoo's newest tiger babies back in May. Since then, thousands of people have flocked to see the rare Amur cubs. But we were curious about what happens behind the scenes where visitors aren't usually allowed, and our Kaya Edwards was more than happy to check it out.
The time is 7:30 a.m. at the Minnesota Zoo.
I'm just gonna put some gloves on first.
Zookeeper Maggie Estby is knocking out a number of tasks, like preparing breakfast for a family of endangered tigers.
Morning diet's out.
And forget Frosted Flakes, these guys eat horse meat with added vitamins and nutrients. Toronto Zoo researchers developed the diet.
And Dari also gets a fish oil supplement.
And it allows snacks.
This is chunk muscle meat. We use this as kind of like treat meat, something the cats usually really enjoy.
Now Maggie leads the way to a behind-the-scenes den where everyone must mask up.
I want to just make sure the bar door is closed behind you.
To help protect the tigers from COVID, she says. And here they all are, including two special cubs. Brother and sister Andre and Amalia were born at the zoo back in May as part of an international species survival plan. They're getting big.
So we're getting to the point where we do have to separate the cubs when we're feeding them.
But Maggie feeds their parents and older siblings first.
And this is Dad Luca down here. Hi, buddy.
Whether wild or zoo, tiger fathers don't have anything to do with their cubs after breeding is over. So the twins stay close to their mom, Dari. This is her third and likely last litter.
Good job, Dars.
Now her backstory stands on its own, but in short, her mother neglected her, and the zoo intervened to keep the lineage alive.
Well done.
Well, it took a little bit of work, but she's got a great team.
Curator Diana Weinhardt has known Dari since she was born.
We all went to garage sales and just got a bunch of toys for her when she was a cub. But these cubs they're tough.
Mealtime is loud.
They're getting very, very vocal.
But no one's upset. The cubs are just finding their voice, Maggie says.
So she's chuffing at me, which is a friendly greeting.
That's Dr. Annie Rivas, Director of Animal Health.
This has been my dream job since I was 3 years old.
She now joins Maggie on the other side of the den for a mock medical check. The cubs take turns lining up between wooden boards.
All right, let's lay down. There you go.
They're rewarded with treats, just like a house pet.
Good.
Dr. Rivas is lightly pinching their furry butts, and not just because they're cute. It's so they can get used to human touch and the feel of an injection. Dr. Rivas also shines a flashlight to check their golden brown eyes.
All of our tigers get very similar vaccines that your domestic cat would get. And the kind of unique one is they also get vaccinated for canine distemper, which is, think of as a dog problem, but our big cats are also susceptible to it.
The cubs were vaccinated shortly after birth and are caught up on shots now. They're not taking any meds either.
So unless there's a problem, we don't check on them.
Now it's 8:30 and Maggie must prepare the public tiger den.
This is a bloodsicle.
Evidently, bloodsickles are made in bundt cake pans.
This is the blood left over from where we get their meat. Mix it with a little bit of water, freeze it, and it becomes an awesome treat for these guys.
Next, she sprays perfume on a pumpkin and other enrichment items like antlers and logs.
It's just perfume, yep. This is actual body spray for humans. And they love it. You can't ever skip it.
Now she's checking the entire perimeter for any openings in the fence. Very important.
I mean, we're putting tigers out there, which is very dangerous, and overnight you never know what happens. Trees fall, storms happen, it gets windy.
Guess what else happens? Tigers pee. Already she sees guests through the glass. They're here in time to catch this moment. Dari and her cubs entering the den for the day. The zoo says the cubs have been a hit since September.
Hey, tiger!
When they made their public debut.
They're so cute.
They're so very cute.
I just want to cuddle.
Yep.
They'll stay out until Dari decides it's time to go back, which on this day turns out to be 1:45 p.m. Tigers are mostly nocturnal, Kaya Edwards, KARE 11 News.
If you'd like to catch the cubs, morning hours are your best bet. The Minnesota Zoo is open daily from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Nice job on that, Kaya.
I know.
It was just the equal, I say, informative and cuteness and funny.
And the sound effects. And I'm sure the photographer, I'm not sure who it was, probably like, I need to go back and get some more B-roll. I got to go back.
spend more time with these
I
cute
need
cubs.
to go. I need to stay. Because you just can't get enough of them.
You know, I think we should just roll that video.
I
all day,
love the
every day.
fact that she's had 3
Care 11
litters.
Plus streaming should just be a video of those cubs
Yeah,
for half
watch
the
it.
day.
Good stuff. Okay.